Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a powerful question. Do you think like a winner, or do you merely wish to win? Because thinking like a winner, it's not about luck. It's not about waiting for the right moment or hoping for a miracle. It is a deliberate mindset, a conscious decision, and a powerful way of living. The legendary author of Think and Grow Rich spent over 20 years studying the world's most successful people, from Andrew Carnegie to Henry Ford to Thomas Edison. And do you know what he discovered? Winners think differently. They think with purpose, not passively. They think with belief, not doubt. They think with vision, not fear. Hill taught us that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's not just a beautiful phrase, it's a formula. Achieve it. So, how do you think like a winner? First, you begin with definiteness of purpose. You cannot hit a target you do not see. Winners are laser focused. They decide what they want, and they commit to it fully. They write their goals down. They repeat them every morning and every night. Their purpose becomes their obsession. Second, you build unshakable faith. Faith is the engine of the winning mindset. You must believe in your ability, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Winners are not fearless. They act in spite of fear. They know that success is not guaranteed, but quitting guarantees failure. Third, you must harness the power of autosuggestion. Speak to yourself like a champion every day, over and over. Your mind listens. Thoughts you repeat become the beliefs you live by. Plant seeds of success, not doubt. Repeat, I am strong, I am capable, I will win. Fourth, winners surround themselves with positive influences. Napoleon Hill called it the mastermind. The people you surround yourself with shape your thoughts, your habits, and your outcomes. Winners associate with doers, not doubters. With builders, not blamers. Finally, winners take persistent action. They don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're done. They fall, but they rise faster. They fail, but they learn deeper. They never wait for perfect conditions. They start, they stumble, and they succeed. So I challenge you now, stop thinking like a victim. Stop thinking like a spectator. Start thinking like a winner. Decide who you want to become. Believe that it is already possible. Speak it until your mind accepts it. Act on it every single day. And then you won't just wish for success. You will become it, because the truth is timeless. Success begins in the mind and ends in action. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. According to no success is possible without a clear and definite aim. It is the foundation upon which all great accomplishments are built. When you know exactly what you want, you give direction to your thoughts, your energy, and your actions. You stop drifting through life, and you start moving with intention. A person without a definite purpose is like a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wave, led by every wind, and never reaching a destination. Thinking like a winner begins with making a firm decision about what you truly want. It's not enough to wish or hope vaguely. You must choose one goal and commit to it wholeheartedly. This clarity of purpose brings power. It eliminates confusion. It gives you the ability to say no to distractions and yes to the things that bring you closer to your goal. Winners don't chase everything. They chase one thing with intense focus and relentless energy. Definiteness of purpose transforms your mind into a magnet. Once your goal is clear, your thoughts, emotions, and actions begin to align with it. You begin to notice opportunities, people, and resources that can help you. Your subconscious mind starts working behind the scenes, solving problems and guiding you, even when you're not aware of it. This alignment between your conscious desire and your inner drive is what creates momentum. Moreover, definiteness of purpose builds confidence. When you are clear about your direction, you walk differently, speak differently, and think differently. You're no longer guessing or doubting. You know what you're doing and why you're doing it. That certainty gives you the strength to overcome obstacles and the courage to persist when things get hard. It's also important to write your purpose down. Hill insisted on this. A written goal is not just a thought, it becomes a declaration. It becomes something you can return to daily. Repeating it out loud, visualizing it, and feeling its achievement are all parts of making it real. This mental conditioning is not just motivation, it's mental programming. The more you repeat your definite purpose, the more your mind accepts it as a command. But definiteness of purpose is not just about knowing what you want. It's about committing your entire being to it. It demands discipline, sacrifice, and daily action. Winners don't sit back waiting for the perfect moment. They act. And even when they fail, they adjust and continue because their purpose is greater than any single setback. In a world full of distractions, people, and endless options, definiteness of purpose gives you a straight path. It simplifies your decisions, sharpens your focus, and empowers your spirit. This is where success truly begins, not in external luck or talent, but in a clear, unshakable decision within you. Choose your purpose. Make it definite. Let it guide your every step. That is how you think. Then live like a winner. Unshakable belief is the fuel behind every great achievement. It is the deep, immovable confidence that success is not only possible, it is inevitable. Napoleon Hill taught that belief is more than mere hope or shallow optimism. It is a deep burning conviction that takes root in your subconscious mind and drives you to keep going no matter what obstacles arise. Winners think differently because they believe differently. They don't just wish for success, they expect it. When you have unshakable belief, doubt becomes powerless. Most people are held back not by their circumstances, but by their own disbelief. They start something with excitement, but retreat the moment failure appears. Winners are different. They experience fear, failure, and frustration like everyone else, but they continue anyway because their belief is stronger than their fear. They believe in their dream, in their mission, and most importantly, in themselves. Belief shapes everything. It influences how you think, how you feel, and how you act. If you believe you will succeed, your mind begins to find ways to turn that belief into reality. You become more creative, more resilient, and more resourceful. And challenges come. You don't crumble, you rise. That's the power of belief. It doesn't eliminate problems, but it gives you the strength and clarity to solve them. But belief doesn't always come naturally. It must be built and reinforced. Emphasize the power of repetition, visualization, and autosuggestion. You must feed your mind with powerful, positive messages. Tell yourself daily, I will succeed. I have what it takes. Nothing can stop me. Over time, these words take root. They change your mental programming. They turn shaky hope into unbreakable belief. Surrounding yourself with the right people also strengthens your belief. When you are part of a positive, ambitious environment, your confidence grows. The energy of others becomes your fuel. Their encouragement, example, and feedback reinforce your own faith. That's why successful people rarely go it alone. They build a circle that supports their vision and belief system. Belief is also built through action. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, your confidence grows. Progress builds proof. Even failure, when embraced with the right attitude, becomes a builder of belief. You realize that mistakes don't destroy you. They shape you. You learn, you adapt, you evolve. With each comeback, your belief becomes more solid, more unshakable. Ultimately, belief is a choice. You can choose to believe in your limitations or in your possibilities. You can focus on why something won't work or why it must. Winners choose belief. They may not have all the answers, all the skills, or all the support in the beginning, but they carry belief like a torch through the dark. Unshakable belief is not arrogance. It's not pretending you have no weaknesses. It is the calm, quiet power that says, no matter what happens, I will find a way. That belief is the bridge from your vision to your victory. Without it, your dream remains a fantasy. With it, your dream becomes your destiny. Positive mental programming is the process of training your mind to think thoughts that lead to success, confidence, and inner strength. Napoleon Hill believed that the thoughts we consistently hold in our mind shape our beliefs, our actions, and ultimately our results. Just like a computer runs based on the software installed, our minds operate based on the thoughts and beliefs we feed them. If you want to think like a winner, you must install a winning mindset. And that comes from deliberate, repeated, positive programming. The mind is always being programmed, either by you or by the world around you. Every word you say, every image you see, every belief you repeat becomes part of your mental software. Most people allow their environment to control their thinking. They absorb negativity from the news, opinions from others, and doubts from past failures. Over time, this forms a mindset that is full of fear, hesitation, and limitation. Winners take back control. They don't leave their mental programming to chance. They choose what they think, and they choose it with intention. They understand that the mind is like a garden. If you plant weeds of fear and doubt, you get failure. But if you plant seeds of belief, purpose, confidence, and gratitude, you grow success. One of the most powerful tools of positive mental programming is autosuggestion. Emphasize this in Think and Grow Rich. Autosuggestion is the act of repeating powerful, purposeful affirmations until they are absorbed by the subconscious mind. You repeat what you want to believe, not what you fear. Over time, your mind begins to accept these affirmations as truth. For example, repeating phrases like, I am capable, I am focused and determined, I attract success, I have the power to achieve my goals. These statements may feel strange or false at first, especially if your old programming is full of doubt. But with repetition, emotion, and consistency, they begin to replace the negative thoughts. And as your thoughts change, so do your feelings. As your feelings change, so do your actions. And as your actions change, your life transforms. Visualization is another part of mental programming. Winners see their success before it happens. They create a vivid mental picture of their desired outcome. How it looks, how it sounds. This trains the brain to believe in the possibility of that vision, and belief leads to action. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between imagination and reality. So when you consistently visualize success, your mind begins to expect it. No master positive mental programming, you must be consistent. Just like physical training requires daily effort, mental training demands discipline. Read empowering books, listen to uplifting messages, speak life into yourself every day. Protect your mind from negativity the way a warrior protects their armor. In the end, success is not just about hard work. It's about the right thinking. And right thinking comes from right programming. You are the author of your thoughts. Write a story that leads to greatness. Think like a winner, speak like a winner, and soon you will live like one. The power of association is one of the most overlooked but most critical elements of success. Emphasize this concept through what he called the mastermind group, a circle of people who support, inspire, and elevate your thinking. The people you associate with influence how you think, how you feel, and how you act. If you want to think like a winner, you must surround yourself with winners. Human beings are deeply influenced by their environment. The conversations you hear daily, the energy you absorb from others, and the habits you witness all shape your mindset. If you're surrounded by negativity, complaints, fear, and small thinking, that environment will eventually seep into your own thoughts, no matter how strong you are, how strong you. On the other hand, when you consistently spend time with people who think big, act boldly, and stay focused, their mindset becomes your standard. Winners understand this truth. They intentionally choose their circle. They seek out people who challenge them to grow, who call them higher, and who hold them accountable. They don't spend time with those who drag them down with gossip, excuses, or victimhood. Instead, they build associations with people who are driven, disciplined, and positive. Association isn't just about who you spend physical time with. It also includes what you read, listen to, and watch. If you're constantly consuming media filled with fear, doubt, or distraction, you're programming your mind to think the same way. But if you're reading success books, listening to motivational speakers, and watching people who inspire you, you're training your mind to grow stronger and more focused. Believe that no one succeeds alone. Every great achiever had allies, people who contributed ideas, provided encouragement, or helped open doors. The power of association isn't just emotional, it's practical. When you build relationships with like-minded individuals, you gain access to new perspectives, resources, and opportunities that you would never find alone. Your environment either builds your belief or breaks it. If the people around you don't believe in your vision, it becomes harder to believe in yourself. But if your circle is filled with people who push you, support your goals, and model excellence, your belief strengthens. You begin to raise your standards. You start thinking and acting at a higher level. It's important to evaluate your current associations honestly. Ask yourself, are the people I spend time with helping me grow or holding me back? Are they lifting me up or pulling me down? Are they committed to their goals or stuck in excuses? You don't have to cut everyone off, but you do need to create boundaries. Limit your time with negative influences and maximize your time with those who inspire greatness. Ha! Seek mentors. Join mastermind groups. Build a tribe that reflects your highest self. Ultimately, your associations are either an anchor or a ladder. Choose people who elevate your thinking, expand your vision, and remind you who you can become. Because when your circle is strong, your mind becomes stronger, and success becomes unstoppable. Persistent action is the invisible force that turns dreams into reality. It is not talent, luck, or timing that separates winners from everyone else. It is the refusal to quit. Napoleon Hill made this truth very clear. The path to success is filled with challenges, and only those who persist will reach the finish line. Thinking like a winner means deciding, no matter what, that you will keep moving forward. Many people start with excitement. They feel inspired, set big goals, and take the first few steps. But when they face failure, slow progress, or unexpected obstacles, they stop. They give up too soon. Winners are different. They understand that success is not instant. It is the result of consistent, determined effort over time, even when the results are not visible yet. They know that every step forward, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goal. Persistent action means doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up daily, pushing through fatigue, ignoring distractions, and staying focused. There will be moments of doubt, delays, and difficulties, but persistence says, I will not stop. I will not quit. I will find a way. I will find a way. That mindset builds resilience. It turns weakness into strength and setbacks into lessons. One of the most powerful truths Napoleon Hill shared is that many people fail just inches from success. They give up right before the breakthrough. They walk away when they were closer than they realized. Persistent action protects you from this mistake. It keeps you in the game long enough to win. The longer you stay committed, the greater your chances of success become. Persistence also builds momentum. At first, progress may feel slow. You may not see results for days or weeks, but with repeated effort, small wins begin to compound. What once felt difficult becomes easier. Habits form, skills improve, confidence grows. Each action builds on the one before it. What started as hard work becomes a rhythm, a force, a movement. It's also important to understand that persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over without change. It means adapting, learning, and adjusting your approach when necessary, but never abandoning your goal. Winners analyze what isn't working and find better ways to move forward. They remain flexible in strategy, but firm in purpose. Support also plays a role in persistent action. When you have people who believe in you, hold you accountable, and remind you of your mission, it becomes easier to stay on track. But even when no one is watching, winners keep going. Their drive is internal. Their motivation comes from within. In the end, persistent action is what transforms desire into achievement. It is the bridge between setting a goal and reaching it. It is the daily discipline, the emotional toughness, and the quiet courage to keep going, especially when progress is slow. No one becomes great overnight. Every success story is a story of persistence. If you want to think like a winner, act like one every single day. And remember, the only true failure is giving up. Everything else is part of the process.